Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex because Nations FC are in action against Aduana in match day 19 of the Ghana Premier League. And it's live on TV3 and on Nuya TV. But that is not the only game in match day 19. Other games will be played simultaneously across other venues. Already, we know that a number of them have started. We started now at day 19 on Friday where Hartefuk drew goalless against Dreams FC, and BBN Gold Stars also recorded that same scoreline against Asante Kotoko. Vision lost at home to Aduana by 2-1, and today, as you know, in a few minutes time, Nations would be here doing battle with Aduana. Karela would also take on Samatex, with Baseke Holy Stars also facing Bechem United. There's Heart of Lions against 11 Wonders. Young Apostles, they will be at home as they welcome Hoho United, and Brekum Chelsea would also take on Swedro All Blacks. Now this game could have a lot of dynamics as far as the table is concerned. We know that Aduana has taken top seed with 40 points. BBN Gold Stars follow suit after that draw with 32 points. Aduana are third and have 32 points, and a win would actually lift them above the likes of BBN Gold Stars in there. We know that Mediema
That's what gave me and Godwin Atram and the rest of the young boys that came to Olympics a chance. Because I believe that game, if I did not play well, Godwin Atram did not play well, they wouldn't have confidence in young players to bring more players. So against Kotoko was something that still, I remember playing against Kwesi Owusu in the middle. Yes, old man, matured. I see Kwesi Owusu long time. And that game, I'm against him in the middle, young. And look at all the experience. And trust me, I handled him perfectly. I had a very good game. Atram had a very good. Atram scored in that game. You know, I gave him that assist. And me and Atram, we've been like that in our coach level. You know, those days you have matured players play in the Premier League. But in our time, that's when you see young boys dominating teams. Because our time gave most of the teams confidence that they can believe in up-and-coming players, young players. But during that time, they would never believe in young players unless you've played third division, unless you've played second division, unless you've played first division before they will believe that you can play in the Premier League. So for me, seeing playing under crowd, it wasn't too difficult for me because I've experienced that when I was young. And it's still now part of me. I go to games that the stadium is empty. I don't feel, but when the stadium is full and the noise and everything brings the best out of me. My dream to come and retire at Hearts. You know, that was my dream, that before I finish my career, I have to come home and retire at home. I know most players that have played football to the highest level, Ghanaian players, they will not want to come back and play. But for me, that was my dream, to come and finish at home, and especially Hearts, because the club is close to my heart, and it will be very nice to finish well with the club that you love. You know.
for that technical challenge there. On your screens is the arrival of the two teams, the Nations FC, the home side here, and for Aduana, they are also coming into this game with the hope of getting all 3 points and moving closer to the top. Aduana themselves, Komia, have signed some very exciting players. Chevarion and the likes of Daniel Uni, formerly of Accra Lions, have all joined the setup. Chioba Aristika is their head coach, and this is how they also made their way to the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex. One of the biggest names missing for them is Alex Boache.
I think it's quite difficult to be playing in the absence of Alex Boache, but if you have Stephen Anochi-Bedu, the ever-experienced centre-back who won the Ghana Premier League with Aduana Stars, he's gone, he's come back, looks rejuvenated in this setup, leading by example, quality on and off the ball, and I think he has proven himself to be a crucial part of this setup, and in the absence of Alex Boache, I don't think they are really going to miss him.
Of course, and that is what Chioba Aristika has been saying, that, well, they cannot dwell on the fact that Alex is not around. We've spoken to both coaches, and all of them are hopeful that today would be a good one for them, because the second round, they need to start on the good notes. Which is match day 19, second round of the Ghana Premier League. We started with an impressive draw coming away from home. Coming back home to play Aduana, what are you expecting?
Yeah,
now you didn't start the second round.
we started, like you said, away, and then we are coming to Aduana. Yes, we know they are
Coach,
one
wish
of
you all
the
the
sides who also want to win the league. They are a strong side, very experienced. But then this is our home game. We haven't lost at home, so we'll try to maintain that record by trying to win the game.
Now, you didn't start the season with Nations. You came in midstream. But what are some of the lessons that you've learned that will be guiding you throughout the second round?
Yeah, a lot. Because we weren't doing well in our away games. And that is the challenge we will have to make sure we do with it. Because we need to die.
Frimpong Manso, head coach of Nations FC, and he replaced Kasim Mengo, who has left the club. But I mean, it's not been all rosy for him. It's been a topsy-turvy every time, and the second round will need to start on a good note, especially playing your first match at home. But it doesn't come easy. It's Aduana.
This second round will need to prove very important for Nations FC after a disappointing first round. They are winless in their last 3 games, but I think they can take solace from the fact that none of the Ghana Premier League teams have come here and beaten them this season. 9 home games, 5 wins, 4 drawn games, and I think that is an impressive home record in the Ghana Premier League. They only need to channel their inner drive in changing those drawn games to win games, and I think they could be better off in terms of points accumulation. Last season, as at match day 19, they had 32 points. This time around, match day 19, they have 21 points. That has been a massive drop-off. 11 points shy of where they found themselves last season after 19 games.
And that is the record on your screens. Their first round starts for Nations FC. They played 9 home games and they won 5 of them, and actually went on to draw 4. They've not lost any game here at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex. They've scored 11 in the process and also conceded 5. For Aduana, they've also played 8 away matches and they've won 3, drawn 2 and lost 3. They've also scored 7 and have conceded just 6, thanks to Anochi-Bedu and of course Alex Boache. But today they also have Emmanuel Mafo back in the ranks. He's the main source of goals. He was missing for some time due to injury, but he's back.
I think this is a rejuvenated Aduana side, and even though they are missing some key players, it is a team that have competed well. Last season, Aduana Stars, as at match day 19, were 13th on the league log with 21 points. So they've definitely exchanged positions with Nations FC, and even in terms of points tally. Because last season, Nations FC 32 points, this time around 21. Last season, Aduana Stars 21 points, this season 32 points. Meaning Aduana Stars is on the rise, Nations FC is actually going down. But for them, going to Hohoi to beat Hohoi United, going to Heart of Lions to beat Heart of Lions. Now you look at the away records that they've actually picked this season. It's quite commendable. That we need to look at them and believe that this is a team that whenever they travel, they are good travelers.
For much of the good stuff that Aduana have done this season, it has to come from that one man in that midfield, Seydou Sana. He's been brilliant for them. How much of an importance would he be in today's game against Nations?
I think he has proven himself to be a pivotal player in the setup of Aduana Stars. I actually saw him when he was growing up, played for Edu Jemfi Senior High School. We saw him in the Senior High School games, but to move from that level to Aduana Stars and be dominating the Ghana Premier League, there are definitely two kind of players that move from Edu Jemfi to Aduana Stars. There is Godfred Boache, who recently have joined Ashanti Gold, who are playing in the Division 1. But for Sana, after his injury, comes into the setup, ticks every single box in that particular defensive midfield role for Aduana Stars. Tackles so well, intercepts so well, and not only that, his ability to create chances, get in behind the penalty box, 25 yards, gets his shot across, create chances from that angle, and you're definitely seeing a player that has enough quality to affect the game from the midfield role.
For Nations FC, Emmanuel Anogon, Faisal Chawate not around. They've signed Alex Asso, who is on the bench. We saw him at BBN Gold Stars. He's worked with the current coach before. Would he be that important to them?
I think 7 goals right behind Samuel Atakumi. Definitely, you are going to miss his goals. Not only his goals, but his ability to play across the front 4 positions. He can play as a left winger, he can play as a right winger, as an attacking midfielder, as a centre forward. So if you are missing such a player, you are not only missing one player in 1, but you are missing one player in 4, which I actually believe is really going to worry Nations FC. It's up to the likes of Ayikwemo to come inside the setup and try and replicate whatever Emmanuel Ano did for this side. But in his absence, I expect senior players to step up. They are not only missing him, they are missing players like Prince Bedu, who was a rock in the middle of the pack for Nations FC. But players like Isaac Boche and Ivan Safo brings in another level of experience. And this is a team that I expect to be very compact and hit you on counter breaks, looking at new attackers that are from that needs to complement each other and give them the results.
Now, talking about being compact, Razak Simpson, ever present at the back. Now he's formed the partnership with Oko Gripman because Samuel Asekofor has joined Aduana. Ironically, he is with Aduana now.
I think if Kufo joins Aduana Stars, the replacement in Gripman is not really that bad. But the ever reliable Razak Simpson at the back line, who comes in with the needed experience and leads by an example. And I think for him, this is the time to step up for the club after a run of bad results. This is their home grounds. This is a time they need to showcase what they are made of in the second round of the Ghana Premier League. And if they want to survive, this is a league that you have to get at worst 42 points to survive. Yeah. And now you have 21. That means you have 21 more to fight for. And he's going to be a pivotal player in whatever they want to do if they want to be able to keep themselves in the Ghana Premier League.
Akumia, for a team that challenged for the Premier League title last season, I'm talking about Nations, what could have possibly gone wrong for them?
I think there are two things that we can talk about right now.
It looks like there's a lot of inconsistencies in their play. They played well today, tomorrow they disappoint.
I think first of all I will speak about the level of inconsistencies in technical changes that has happened at Nations FC. Today is Kasim Mingo, tomorrow is Frimpong Manso, the next day is another thing here and there. And I think they also did not do well when it comes to the squad planning. In terms of setting key players that left the team, that I felt replacement should have been done quality for quality, not quality for quantity. This is an important factor in squad building, and I think for them, they'll have to look at themselves in the mirror and believe that they should have done a better job in terms of their technical team managing them so well and the players that they brought in to replace the ones.
And this is an important game for both sides because both managers know that 3 points will do them a lot of good. So the players are ready in the tunnel, ready to come on the pitch and do battle. I hand you over to our team of commentators, Nana, Dakwa JC and Kelvin Owusu, as I enjoy the first 45 minutes.
In the heart of Ghana, a nation rich
good afternoon. Pleasant welcome to the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex here in Abrankese. It's match day 19 of the Ghana Premier League. Unbeaten home side, Nations FC are up against Aduana, who are third on the league log and hoping to win and close in on Mediama, who have opened a 7-point gap between themselves and the second place team, Gold Stars, on the league log. My name is Nana Dakwa Jesse, together with Kelvin Owusu-Ansah, where your commentators for this game here in Abrankese.
Two of the finest sides in the Ghana Premier League. You would want to expect some beautiful football this afternoon. Expecting some players who have made returns. A lot of changes between the two setouts for Aduana FC, dropping number of points at home and on the road. They would want to pull a surprise. Nations FC, knowing the threat of this Aduana team, the experience, the quality they have, wouldn't want to drop any points. They know they have a very big game on their hands.
Aduana coming to this game from a 2-1 win over Karela the other day at the Nana Ajiman Bedu, the second park in Doma in Kro. And for Nations FC, it was an impressive away showing against All Blacks in Sweden, where they picked up a valuable point to return to their fortress. As a matter of fact, in 9 home games this season, they've gone with 5 wins and 4 draws. They are yet to taste defeat at this venue. But their dominance at home have not reflected on their overall performance on the league log. So this is the squad they are presenting for this afternoon's game here at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex. Robin Sanon keeps his place in post. Kwame Boacha, left back. Gripman and Simpson maintain their place in central defense. We remember Aduma Kubwatin playing on the right side of defense. There's a replacement for Suhini, who is on the bench. His place is taken by Mashoud. Bocho and Safwa maintain, with Sapon playing on the left-hand side. Ayiko and Efa lead the attack for Frimpong Mansour's charges this afternoon here in Abrankese.
Well, quite a very good setup. You look at the number of quality players in there, especially with the experience that they carry. Suspecting anything. Faisal Chawete is out. Ayiko will be expected to carry on with the brilliance.
Two experienced defenders in the Ghana Premier League leading their teams this afternoon. Anochi Bedu on the green side and Razak Simpson on the white side for Nations FC. Simpson has been around for some time, from his days at Liberty to Wafa to Ashcode and now Nations. Anochi Bedu has done Brecum, Chelsea. Aduana gone out of the country and returned, and now he's inspiring them to another league title success if it goes as planned. Center referee for today is Foster Bashos. He's assisted by Joshua Kofi and Henry Esel. Fourth referee is Franklin Akumate. So this is how Aduana will shape up this afternoon. 4 changes to the team that beat Karela. Goalkeeper Masaudu is out for Prince Osei. Anochi Bedu maintains his place in central defense alongside Ajiman, who is coming in to replace Alex Boache. Adumaku Boatin at the right back. Abubakar left back. Kamara, Sana, Ata in a 3-man midfield, with Marfo leading the attack alongside the new boy who was joined from Basiki Oli Stars, Prince Otobwa. He's been given his first start under Choiba Aristika.
Well, this is very lovely to see. Emmanuel Marfo, he started the season pretty much high. Very quality player, lots of brilliance. And his return is expected to boost that attack of Aduana FC. They're still struggling with their defensive unit, and Raymond continues to play there. Maybe the brilliance in the midfield will be expected to come from Charles Kamara, who hasn't really glittered. He's been in patches, undulating this season with his performances, and I'm sure Aristika trusting him today to play alongside Seydou Sana and Maxwell Arthur will bring the best. Daniel Awuni on the wide areas, suspected to create a lot of trouble for Kwame Boachu, who is on the left-hand side of Nations FC's defense.
Aduana have quickly thrown into this game their new signings. Former Accra Lions right winger Daniel Kwame Awuni, who left the shores of the country for Serbia, where he has stints with Kukariki. They've also brought in Otobwa, who is starting for them. Lot of learning to do from the experience in Emmanuel Marfo, who is playing as a middleman together with Awuni and Otobwa on the left and right hand sides of attack. Match day 19 of the Ghana Premier League. We already witnessed 2 exciting games on Friday, where Hearts drew with Dreams. There we go. Aduana will kick off this afternoon's game here in Abrankese. Seydou Sana with an early ball in, down by Gripman. Awuni. Early impression from the young star, but Nations will take over. Aiko Aite. That's a foul. First free kick of the afternoon to the home side.
Well, he's a very quick player there. You weren't expecting Maxwell Arthur to allow him to run smoothly through, especially in the early minutes of the game. They cannot afford to concede.
Mashoud Abdullah down the right side for Nations. He wins the throw-in. First of the afternoon for the home side.
You expect them to try keep that pace and attacking them quickly. Get a first goal and unsettle Aduana.
Boateng. Early cross goes in Anochi Bedu. Not the best of touches from him, but Mashoud commits a foul and Aduana have a breather now.
Good defensive work there from Abubakar Adam, stepping in at the right time to make that interception. And it was just hit there by Abdullah. He wasn't expecting us late to that challenge.
Aite. Kwamboche finds his captain Simpson, who gives the ball away. Here is Daniel Awuni to Emmanuel Marfo. Down the right for the visitors. Marfo swings in across. But the best of contacts from Aduana's Prince Otobwa. Here is Isaac Boche. Gripman. Boateng. Anochi Bedu with the clearance for Aduana. There's a push on Gripman by Marfo. Obvious referee Foster Basha's right there spotted that infringement, and it's not looking good for Gripman there.
Well, he seemed to have landed awkwardly. Manu Marfo with a slight shove. You can clearly see there was the arm into his mid-rib there. Gripman very stalwart. Centre back and is very much trusted partner for Zach Simpson. It's the reason why Kwame Boache has been pushed to the left-hand side of defense.
Early chance for Nations is blocked by Raymond Arjiman. Jemfi Kamara to Prince Otobwa. The young star is trying to make inroads into enemy territory. Goes past Gripman. Swings in across. Met by Razak Simpson's clearance. Throw in Aduana.
Brilliant play there coming from Otobwa. Getting past his man. Quick. Sweet left foot. Razak Simpson, as always, timely interception.
Emmanuel Marfo. Aduana with an appeal for a handball. Referee was right there, not interested. Here is Aite Ayikoe. Ball crossed the line. Throw in.
You can understand it was very much close to the action. Looks like there wasn't too much in that. And Otobwa started causing problems for Nations. Mark Williams Boateng and Abdullah Mashoud need to start thinking about how to stop his runs down the left-hand side of Aduana's attack.
Here is Charles Jemfi Kamara. Kwame watches awkward clearance. Free kick to Nations.
That was quite needless there from Maxwell Arthur, giving away an easy free kick.
Boche. Good ball onto the left. Nations appeal for a foul. Referee was right there. No call.
I think that was quite a fair challenge. It went down too easily. Good defensive work coming from Raymond Ajiman and Noche Bedu. Abdullah was trying to sneak in behind the defense, but it couldn't happen as he wanted. Seems to be in some pain. been quite a very good start to the game. End-to-end action, both teams stated their intent very clearly. They quickly want to get the goal. They don't settle the opponent.
It's already 5 minutes, no goals. Abdullah Mashu, the nation's FC right winger, currently receiving treatment. So, Basekioli Stars are up by 1-0 against Bechem United, and Hearts of Lions, they are eager to return to winning ways. They lead by 1-0 in their game against 11 Wonders, and Young Apostles are being pegged back at home by Hoho United. So that's the earlier incident.
Well,
the big question is whether it was enough to warrant a call or not.
I don't think it was too much in that. There was clearly an elbow there, but it was just on the blind side of Masau Abubakar Adams, clearly showing it wasn't his intent to get into that tackle.
Seydou Sana, Marfo. Decision in favor of Nations FC. Marfo disagrees with the call over Foster Bashos, and he's asking Gripman to calm down. He takes the final decisions.
I think that there was too much aggression there from Gripman trying to get the ball back.
Here is Aiko Aite. There's a push on Abubakar Adams. It's a good call by the referee.
It's quite needless. It was clear he went in with the shoe. The back of Abubakar Adams. I understand in such crucial positions, just decide to go for the ball instead of these needless hits. It's clearly an arm onto the back of his opponent. Not sure the referee is going to allow that.
Another foul, this time in favor of the home side. I think it goes against the home side. It was a decision the referee took after that earlier foul.
Was thinking it was an offside, but clearly, look, Maxwell, I thought with a foul there, but it's been given against Nations.
Marfo up against Simpson. Kamara does what to win possession for Marfo. Lovely play from Marfo. Goes for goal from the distance. Desperate from Marfo. Could have been doing better with this one.
You could see he's not as very sharp after the number of weeks he's been off. He made that quick turn, but with the outside of his boot, he couldn't have the best of connection to generate enough power behind the ball. He's a man they trust so much to give them goals. You can see he started already feeling it. Not too sure he's game fit. Limping on that ankle that gave him issues. So the fluidity we saw in the opening minutes has dropped. Lots of fouls coming in. Ragged tackles. And Aikwe becomes the latest sufferer of it.
Butcher's delivery.
The spirits of Kwame Boache come in to play there. He knew exactly what Daniel Awuni wanted to do, shielding the ball, preventing him from getting anything on it. It's a good position for them to at least try and work their Diana defense.
Free kick, Nations. Free kick taken straight to Prince Osei. He was nearly caught unaware with that free kick after the initial bounce, but he had to improvise and parry it away.
And directed the power behind that ball nearly tricking him. After that awkward bounce just in front of the goalkeeper's area. He was smart enough to parry that ball over the goalpost. Would have easily conceded.
It's a corner for Nations. Kwame Boakye to take. We're into 10 minutes of action here in our Brankese. Corner Nations. Kwame swings one to the far post. Aiko is there, but it's flicked away by Anochi Bedu. Here is Awuni. 10 minutes. Nations, nil. Aduana, nil, and now Aduana have a free kick.
That was quite a good run there from Daniel Awuni. Know him clever. He's quick. Boakye clearly knew exactly what he wanted to do. It was clearly foul there once again. Aikwe with a follow-up.
Mafo. Trying to get to Awuni. Throwing Nations.
I wanted to lay that a bit hesitant to get onto that control. Signaling to the assistant. There was something little in that, at least a push.
Kwame Boakye's long ball in, looking for his man, and Nations to hang on to possession. Referee's right there. Maxwell Atta brings down Joseph Efa. Free kick, Nations.
This quick, sweet ball. The trademark of Kwame Boakye. Long balls, beautifully hit, found Efa. And Maxwell Atta was right there, very much ragged. He wasn't going to allow him to get the ball past him in such a very good position. It's a similar position they had the previous free kick that nearly caused troubles for goalkeeper Prince Osei.
McWilliams Boateng bends one in. Raymond Ajiman. Seydou Sana for Aduana. Prince Otobwa. Nations will take possession. That's an audacious try from Boakye, but in the end, it proved unimpressive from the midfielder who slots into this game, having sat on the bench in the other game.
He wanted to pull one from His Majesty. Clearly, it's like there was little in that to even hurt the goalkeeper. The attempt was clear, but he should have waited, taken his time. He had two players on either flank, could have fed them to try go very expansive. The GNF's defense was quite wasteful there from Boakye.
Raymond Ajiman. Seydou Sana shows too much of the ball and he's lost it.
That was brilliant there from Ifa, stealing the ball away, trying to get the better of the Diana defense. Got past Adumaku Boateng, but it wasn't going to get past the experienced Anochi Bedu.
Here is Entry. Goes with the right footed effort and it goes just wide for a goal kick.
Well, the intent was very much clear. Kwame Boakye was trying to look for an opportunity there, but he knew Brandon Entry Sapon was the best option, but that effort lacked any power and accuracy.
Mafo up against Simpson, but Kwame Boakye will step up, mop up for his side.
Well, that is the sweet chemistry that Nations FC have in their defense. Kwame Boakye, an adapt centre back, knew that once Razak Simpson was out of position, he had to slot in quickly, and he did that beautifully to make that stop. They've been doing that countless times, and even under former coach Kasem Ngolo-Kansi, they used to play in a 3-back system. They really have smooth communication as in what to do and what not to do.
Gripman tries to find Mashoud. One is cleared away for a Nations FC throw. Here comes Gripman. Marfo wins the free kick for Aduana. Referee had earlier on played the advantage until Jemfi Kamara lost that ball.
He's very much smart, very intelligent. Maxwell Arthur there. Acrobatic clearance.
Anochi Bedu's ball to Prince Otobwa. Aduana have the advantage, much to the displeasure of Nations FC's players who are thinking that it should have gone their way.
It's quite surprising that he is the best person to. Initially, the whistle went against Mark Williams batting, and it's quite surprising. Where did that decision come from? I'm not sure that's the best call from Foster. So quite a very good position for Aduana to also test the defense in a set-piece situation.
Jemfi Kamara to take the free kick. He swings one in. Razak Simpson gets it away. Mashoud unable to control. Eventually getting the final touch for another throw into Aduana.
And he should have done better. That's why the apology to his team.
Foul against Emmanuel Marfo.
Too many fouls in the game. You can clearly understand. Why he's furious. There was no need to go into that tackle and commit a foul there.
Good tackle. Raymond Ajiman keeping his tops really well on Ayikwe, and he's applauding the effort from that pass.
His movement has been brilliant, causing lots of problems for Raymond and Anochi Bedu. But once again, Raymond sliding in at the right time to make the challenge. Ayikwe was trying to find Mashoud Abdullah, who was getting onto the edge of the goalkeeper's area. Good defensive work there from the makeshift centre back.
Isaac Boakye to take the corner for Nations. Boakye sends one in. Razak Simpson's header goes out for a goal kick. Unlucky from the captain.
Very much unlucky. He rose high. He was going to connect to that. Look at his movement. From that position, he should be doing better. But Maxwell Arthur right underneath him, preventing him from having a smooth connection.
Remember, Boateng on the right hand side swings in across, stopped by Simpson. Kwame Boakye takes over now for the Whites.
With the very best of deliveries. Across was aiming for a run to the near post. But Emmanuel Marfo was late to that. He was expecting it more central. Razak Simpson making that challenge.
Referee whistles. There's a call for an earlier throw-in, which was initially overlooked.
And see the aggression there. Look at that pass. It's quite late from Brandon Echi Sapon. Just a bit late, nearly keeping that ball in play and causing trouble.
Lovely play from the Nations FC left winger Brandon Enchisapon. Another decision against the home side greeted with so much displeasure.
We can understand they wanted that free pass. It wasn't really the run that Brandon Enchisapon was expecting. 80 free kick to take it, but even Sapo went in with the badge. And if knowing it's not going to be an easy task for Maxwell Arthur once again, trying to stop him.
Here is Gripman.
A very strong challenge there coming from Anochi Bedu. With those rider from Abubakar Adams went in for the ball, but also strongly.
Chance for Nations, and it's the opening goal. Nations have pulled the trigger. They've opened the scoring here in Abrankese. It's Nations FC's Joseph Efa who scores the opening goal against Aduana here at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex. Aduana down by 1-0 against Nations FC. Exactly what the home crowd were expecting in the opening 20 minutes. Is Aduana down, Nations 1, Aduana 0.
That was brilliant there, quick decision. That came in from that cross. Ifa rose high, beautifully turning over the others in a free header, beautifully working his neck muscles and connecting it right onto the right hand side of goalkeeper Prince Osei. And he was flat-footed. Look at Bochi, beautiful turn, brilliant delivery, beautiful connection. And Prince Osei couldn't do anything about that header. Good goal.
Brilliant stuff from Nations FC. He was in between two defenders. The question is, where were they doing? Aduma Boateng and Raymond Ajiman leaving Efa to knock the ball past goalkeeper Prince Osei for the opening goal.
Quite a beautiful build-up, excellent turn. Boche has made that turn a couple of times, but this time around, successful with that delivery. And if I was not going to let that go, beautiful run, excellent positioning.
Big clearance away. Prince Otobwa. Adam Abubakar. Sana Mafu. Awkward. Poorly delivered by Mafu.
There was quite some sweet build-up between himself and Sana. Quick passing, clever think. Looking for Mafu. He was looking for the volley. Unfortunately for him, a miscue. Getting onto his ankle rather than the laces of his cleats.
Here is Seydou Sana. Raymond Ajiman gets the ball away. Anochi Bedu with a tackle on Ayikwe, but here comes Boche. Clean challenge. Sana. Now Wuni on the right for Aduana. Onto Adoma Boateng, who swings in across, but is onto the head of Razak Simpson. Kwame Boateng returns that one for another throw. Awuni's cross, again is Simpson who steps up.
Oh, he's virtually become a barrier, repelling all those attacks through crosses aerially. His superior think he should devise a new means of trying to find it. Mano Marfo, I'm quite surprised they decided to go high. When Marfo's greatest strength is picking the ball at his foot.
Here is Gripman. Interception from Awuni, another throw for Nations. Foul for Nations as Mashoud Abdullah is brought down. McWilliams Boateng. Anochibedu intercepts and Awuni will chase for this one. Tries to squeeze one for Marfo. Razak has missed. Marfo! Good goalkeeping by Sanon, but Marfo should be doing better. He should have been scoring. Simpson uncharacteristically failed to get onto that ball, but it was a sweet pass from Awuni to pick out Marfo.
The intelligence of Awuni, that's what he's great at. Vision. It looked like Marfo, he could have done better. His foot actually hit the turf before having attached to that ball. But that was quite a good save there from Robin Sanon. There could have been a better option feeding Kamara with the ball too.
Remember Boateng with the corner. Kamara goes in for it. It's cleared away by Simpson. Awuni. Raymond Ajiman fouled by Boche. Free kick. Aduana, and Boche is unhappy with the decision against him.
You can clearly understand he thought it was a fair challenge. But unfortunately, the referee calling for a free kick against him instead. It's more like Raymond was coming from behind and came with too much aggression.
Awuni. Marfo. Now Boateng. Maxwell Arthur. Emmanuel Marfo steps up against Simpson. There's a block from the Nations captain. Aduana still in control in the Nations area. Now Marfo does well to get the ball in, but Kwame Boache is there to the rescue of Nations. And Aduana is not giving up, still attacking, and they'll be rewarded with this free kick now.
It was quite a poor ball there coming from Ifa. We expected him to put himself in a very good position fighting for that. But Awuni has started life into the Diana game. Started causing a lot of troubles with his vision and with his cunning moves in between defensive lines.
And the good news is that he's in good company on that right-hand side, because remember Adumaku Boateng was his mate when they played together at Accra Lions. His cooling break at this point in the game, and there's no goals between Nations 1, Aduana 0. That goal scored by Joseph Efa, separating these two. But the fans of Nations will be thinking, how come no goals? You have a goal, guys.
That was quite a very sumptuous finish there. You can see lots of questions coming in there from Prince. Say, from Pomanson. Clearly give instructions, he's not happy with how his defense has been set. You can see Choba Aristika also making a complaint. I think that Raymond Ajiman, in that makeshift. So Sohini on the bench trying to have a quick word with some of his players. You can clearly see the anger of Choba Aristika. He's frustrated by how Aduana having messed themselves in the game today.
These cooling breaks offer these teams opportunities to tweak and turn things around within the space of those few minutes that they find themselves. And right after the cooling break, something might change from how they approach the game.
It's quite an opportunity for them to re-strategize, especially for Nations FC. There'll be some pressure of them But when they return, they know that there is a free kick, and those are the moments in games you lose your concentration, and it will be quite difficult for you. All hands on deck now as all technical men would have quick words to the team and players. So Chobari Sticker knows exactly what to tell his men. Very much experienced golfer in the local league. But he has lots of trouble to get past those two strong men, Gripman and Simpson.
Half an hour here in our Brankese. Cooling break over. Nations up by 1-0 against Aduana.
So it hasn't really been the kind of results Aduana were expecting, especially from how the game started. And those are the fine margins in games that do count. Once they lost their focus and concentration, Nations decided to pull the trigger.
9 home games, 5 wins, 5 draws, no defeat. 2 draws and 3 wins in their last 5 home games. They are very strong at home, Nations. And remember, Dumaku Watson steps up to take the free kick for Aduana. Watson swings one in. Again, it's Razak Simpson is cleared away by the right back now. It's 30 minutes. Aduana down by 1-0 against the unbeaten home side, Nations FC here in Abrankese.
It was quite a poor kick there coming from Jose, giving the ball away quite cheaply.
Kwame watches through. Corner for Nations FC.
It's quite Brandon and Sapon trying to whip one in quickly. But remember, Mako wasn't going to allow that. Not on his watch. They conceded from one cross that came from the right hand side of Nations attack. And on the left hand side, he decided to keep the plugs closed.
Isaac Boucher to take the corner for Nations. Boucher bends one in and is away by Prince Osei. Otobwa slips and loses the ball. Maxo Arta did well to get it away, and the final effort coming from Mark Williams. Watson flies over for a goal kick.
It's quite a dangerous whip there. Full scores to the goalkeeper. Mark Williams sent one in. Very dangerous there. Nearly miscommunication between Arthur and Abubakar Adams.
Beidou is up against Ayikwe. Anoche Beidou loses the ball. Nations trying to make inroads. Finally get a corner.
It's quite some very good show of strength there from Ayikwe. They don't expect to win battles against Anoche Beidou that easily, causing lots of troubles for the captain of Aduana FC. And another set piece for them.
Nations of a corner. Kwame watch it to take. Kwame goes to the far post. Raymond Ajiman heads it out. Gripman will allow it to go out for a throw.
Yeah, this time around, very well dealt with Raymond Aduana.
Kwambwacheto take the throw. He's trying to get to Boche, but well defended by Awuni, and he cleverly wins the goal kick for Aduana.
Well, he had to get onto his bike and attack, but at that moment, the best option was to try with the goal kick, so the team restarts play.
Poor ball from Aduana Boateng.
I think that was too sharp there from Manuel Mafo. There was nothing he could have done. Once he had set on his bike, wanted to get a touch to the ball to feed Awuni, who was close to him. But the pace at which he met the ball with sent it away.
Aduana Boateng's looking for Otobwa. First touch was good, but too much on it for the youngster to get onto.
Oh, he showed some glimpses of quality play, but unfortunately he hasn't really been a man who's been supplied a lot to cause trouble on left-hand side of attack.
Awuni seemed to have seen more of the ball on the right-hand side than that of Otobwa on the left-hand side. And here comes, remember, Boateng. He's got Awuni on his right and Mafu in the middle, but Nations defend their lines well. Boche is up against Sana. Sana wins the ball. Abubakar Adams. There's a foul. Free kick. Evans Mafu brought down.
So quick fits there. In that chaos, he still found a way to create space for himself. Eventually being brought down by Maxwell Arthur in the process. And quite a relaxed game for Nations FC. Seems to be scoring full marks.
Gripman to take the free kick, and it's 9 fouls for Nations, 10 Aduana. Here's Bedu looking for Mafo, but Gripman stands firm. Now, Jemfi Kamara. Ayikwe up against Anoche Bedu. Too rugged, Anoche Bedu. Decision has gone against the Aduana captain.
Lots of aggression in there. He knows Aikwe has been giving him a hell of a time trying to deal with the balls. Too high, fought there from
Aduana Boateng unable to get his tackle, but he does what to recover. That's some calmness from the defender. Sana is putting one through for Otobwa, but Grimpan comes in strongly, and that's a very rash challenge. He gets a yellow card for this. Too harsh from Gripman. Too harsh.
That's clearly a barge into his man. Though he won the ball, I'm sure it's about the intent in which he went in there. It was just direct to him. That is it there from the referee. It's quite an aggressive challenge coming in. Just went straight into his man, direct to his head. You clearly see what was his hand doing up there, Otobwa. But that was quite reckless from Gripman.
One of the centre backs for Nations, Raymond Gripman, is on the yellow card. He's as physical and rugged as his twin brother who plays for Samatex. Similar styles.
Roland Gribman, Samatex. To the twins. So, quite. Looks like Otubo has passed the test for concussion, so he's free to continue the game, but I'm sure he'll feel some pain there, he'll feel it. It's a head injury, the referee couldn't take chances.
Absolutely. Nations are winless in their last 3 games. Something these fans would want to change from this game onwards. They lead by 1-0 here in our broadcast with 5 more minutes before the break. Aduana have a free kick, and referee Foster Bashos ensuring that the ball is at the right spot where the foul was committed. Sana delivers. And Chisapon picks out Boche. 4 minutes before the break, Nations lead Aduana 1-0. Ketsi Joseph Epa's goal as Aduana tried to get something from this game before the break. Nations hold on firm at the back.
Holding on firm, Badawuni still causing problems. Great run. Quick, smart. Getting past Brandon Chisapon. He only had to pull him back. The Friki has been given a good position for Aduana to send the atonement forward. And Ochibedu Maxwell, Arthur, Jamfi Kamara in this situation. We're looking forward to a brilliant delivery from remembered Mako Boateng.
Boateng delivers. Gripman makes the mistake. Mafu shoots. Saved by Sanon. Close. Really close. Emmanuel Mafu and his colleagues on the bench know the goal poacher should have been getting them back in the game with an equalizer.
That was less. Someone to say about 1/3 of the venom he hits the ball. They expected a much more powerful delivery. The goalkeeper, Sanon, right there to make that save.
Kamara goes down. Free kick for Aduana. Possession is at par. 50% each for these two sides here. So, very keenly contested fixture.
It's been a ping-pong kind of game, but once again, look at that delivery. Beautifully sent in. I don't know what it's about, the desperation to get a goal on his return. He strikes the ball better. He's much more composed. He's looking for that little strike. Can understand Sanon making a complaint. His defenders, who just caught ball watching, failed to meet that ball in his flight.
Free kick for Aduana. Jamfi Kamara. Here is Sana with a drive and he's gone wide for a goal kick.
It was always going to go wide with how the pass was laid before Sana. The layoff was just tearing away from him. Not how he wanted it. Look at it. The direction. Lacking any direction, lacking any accuracy, lacking any precision. He knows how to strike the ball better than that. Our nations will be very much happy.
Raymond Ajiman had to be alert to get that ball away from Enchi Sapon, who was lurking around that pass from Razak Simpson.
It's quite a beautiful pass there from the captain of the team. Quickly switching from defense into attack. I think Raymond read the situation to make that pass.
That's the confirmation of the additional time by the fourth referee. We're doing 3 minutes of additional time. It's Boche to take the corner for the home side. Boche swings one to the near post and Emmanuel Mafo taking up the defensive duties, heading the ball back for another corner. Again is Boche to take. Boche, poorly taken. Ajiman heads it away. Nation still chasing. Entries ball in. Gripman was there, but Abubakar Adams seemed to have been impeded by Gripman, and there's a free kick for Aduana right in their territory.
Well, that was quite dangerous there from Aduana. The Nation knowing the difficulties in trying to deal with those set pieces have been flying and swinging in the crosses. It's quite a delayed reaction from Gripman there.
Raymond Ajiman, Kwame Awuni, Mafo, Kamara, Otobwa. Simpson is there. Kwame Boacha allows Sanon to pick it up, and that was needless from Awuni. Goalkeeper had already made that space for himself to get the ball, and Awuni just bumping into him. Now,
it was quite a needless yellow card to take there from him, but look at that challenge. Awuni, he was quite late, and I think that was quite nasty from Awuni. He knows better.
One to 2 minutes of stoppage time is 1-0 against Aduana. Nations cruising to half-time with a solitary goal scored by Joseph Efa. Razak Simpson is down, same as goalkeeper Sanon. A situation that will present some concern for Coach Frimpong Manson.
I'm sure you'll be looking at this. Thankfully, he's getting to the tail end of.
That's Awuni's yellow for that challenge on Sanon.
He quite understands that was a late challenge. He should have done better than that. It's a delayed reaction, budging into the goalkeeper is intercepted. Zach Simpson will be looking forward to getting, fit for at least the final seconds of the first half. I think he's really shown a gallant display.
That's an incident that took Simpson down. It was a collision with Jemfi Kamara. Initially, it didn't look like it was that serious, and it was right after that Awuni got himself into trouble with that yellow card after that challenge on Sanon.
I said that was too late from him. The reaction was quite bad. The fans don't care about this. They'll try to enjoy. That has been quite very good display from Nations FC in as much as they haven't been overly dominant. The key moments in the game have been dominated by them. They managed to get the goal that is separating them from the away team.
And it's got this man thinking, Choibari Stika. Aduana, they still count themselves as title contenders regardless of Mediama's extended lead on the log after their win against Vision yesterday in Tema.
Well, they understand.
That's the build up to the good. Lovely 10 by Boche. Good cross in, and Efa heads it. There was no movement whatsoever from Prince Osei.
There was nothing he could have done about that. Remember, Aduana Kumbati was a bit late, but look at that swift turn. the turn and the delivery. Did not want to take any extra touch. And if I dignify that cross, a very beautiful header. Quite a beautiful goal. Well worked.
Man of the moment, Joseph Efa. His goal separates nations from Aduana in this afternoon's fixture here in Abrankese. For Stabasho's whistles for the end of the first half here at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex in Abrankese. The home side Nations FC lead by 1-0 at half-time in their bid to return to winning ways, having gone winless in their last 3 games. Joseph Efa ensures that they go into the break with a win from the first half. Great performance, balanced game. The last time we checked, they were both at 50% in terms of possession, but it's been an exciting fixture to witness here.
Well, it's been an exciting first half, and that was a brilliant goal to separate the two teams.
Half-time, Nations 1, Aduana 0.
It's halftime here at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex, and Aduana are down by a goal to nil. Nations have taken the lead, a fast scoring that goal for them. So after the recess, we are likely to see a lot of action, especially from the quarters of Aduana, who would be chasing this game. My name is Mutala Yakubu, here with the assistant coach of Aduana, Maulom Lawrence. Your team is down by a goal to nil, but do you think you've played well in this first 45 minutes?
Yes, we did a bit okay, but not that well. What I mean by not that well is when it comes to defending the set pieces, we were not that proactive, and that let them have the early goal, because that was a free header. We should have do better than that. And the few chances that we also created we did not utilize it, and we have to be more composure in the attacking third.
Of course. Thanks very much, Maulom Lawrence. He is the assistant coach of Aduana, and he thinks that with composure they can get back on target. My name is Mutala Yakubu. We take a quick breather here. When we return, Michael Akomia will join me for the first half analysis. it's Nations who are leading.
I would say a very intense first half, and it's all about the 3 P's: the pressing, possession, and the precision in this particular game. The reason why I'm speaking about the pressing is all about how coordinated each team have initiated their press. For Aduana Stars, I think they are not really coordinated whenever they want to press Nations FC. They actually have a belief that in the absence of certain key players like Kofo at the back line, there is a need to press Nations so well and try and create chances from the individual errors that will come out of the press. But it's not really that coordinated. One person moves into the press, the other person behind him stops. It's all about indecisions or indecisions that are actually going on in this particular game for Aduana Stars. But for the passing, I think for Aduana Stars, they've been very calm, relaxed. They are not moving the ball faster, which I actually believe they need to do so. They need spotted the player right behind the post. If I just kick the ball straight at him and look at how he actually
this swivel and 10
that was
the
absolutely
magic.
Brilliant from Botwe.
Of course,
absolutely brilliant.
It took away the player and created space for himself.
It's all about scanning, because the moment the pass comes to him, he scans first, sees that there's a defender coming right behind him, swerves him, then picks up Efa, raises his head and sees that Efa is at the far post, then picks up that particular cross to Efa, and Efa heads it home. And I think this is a brilliant cross and a brilliant finish by Nations FC in the first half for defending and pressing and doing the things at the right time. I think they've not kept possession so well. It's been a possessive game without much more influence up front in the final third. Whenever they are in the middle of the park, they keep the ball so well. Ivan Safo, I think he has been brilliant. Botwe has been brilliant. They keep the ball so well. But in terms of creating in the final third, it's all about resorting to long balls.
And this opportunity, do you think Emmanuel Mafo, who scored so many goals for Aduana, could have done better on this occasion? Because it was a glorious opportunity.
First of all, let me comment the pass. I think that was a brilliant through pass to Emmanuel Mafo. The movement is quite unique of him. We've seen him do better movements than this, but I think this is one movement that I actually commend him for. But the first touch, how to pick up a spot, that was where the problem was. He was literally looking at the ball rather than looking at the goalkeeper. So by the time the head was already up, the keeper was already closer to him, and he needed to chip, and that was really close for the keeper to save at the end of the day.
Aduana are down by a goal to nil, but they are not completely out of the game. I mean, they've been in some very, very good position. What needs to change from the team?
I think it's all about getting into the attacking areas and creating more chances for Emmanuel Mafo. If you have a player like Emmanuel Mafo up front, you don't make him run up front for a long period of time without giving him enough chances. He's your best finisher, so definitely every single cross should go to him. Every single through pass should go to him. If you give him 5, trust you me, he's going to finish up 3. That is the kind of attacker you have. So feed him most of the time, and I'm sure you're going to get your equalizer. Nations
have not had the lion's share of possession, but they've played very aggressively. And one player that you talked about before the game started is Ayikwe. I mean, he has been solid in terms of running into spaces.
I think a part of me loves what he did in the first half. A part of me also believes he can do better. I think for what he did best was holding on to play, the long balls. He definitely keeps possession,
actually,
so getting fouls in crucial positions.
He's been a thorn in the flesh of
definitely.
Aduana.
But I think the second thing is he's not putting himself in crucial positions whenever Nations FC are in the final third. So anytime they have the ball in the final third, he's just left behind, trying to find his way or maneuver his way into the penalty box, which most of the time he is late to the action, and it's a big issue for Nations FC.
Now this is where coaches are tested very, very much. Look at Aduana, and they have some experience on their bench. Sam Adams is in there. William Intori Denchi, who's won the Ghana Premier League, is also in there. Then there's Mesake Free. So they have quality that they can call on.
Yes, I think looking at the bench, I don't think Aduana Stars coach should look at it and say, no, I have to do changes in the second half. I think this goal that they conceded was a goal from individual or lack of concentration. Let me put it that way, because that was a brilliant header. It's lack of concentration from the centre backs of Aduana Stars. They should keep their composure, be very compact, and I know they have the stamina to keep themselves in this game up to the 80th minute or even the 85th minute.
Okay.
Look at the number of goals they've scored from the 85th minute going. You would understand how it is important that when you are playing against Aduana, this is a team that actually scores late. 85th, 86th, 91st, 94th. We've seen goals from Aduana Stars that have literally come in injury time.
Now, for a team that is struggling to get wins like Nations FC, these are times that you can find yourself in a dilemma as to whether you go for more goals, try to get a second goal, or sit back and defend. What should be done by Frimpong Manso?
The first question I will ask is, do they have enough options?
Well,
to
for
score
the
more goals?
options, there's Alex Asso on the bench for them, and there's Richard Danso as well.
Richard Danso. So these are two players that can affect the game. But I think for Richard Danso, this game is too physical for Richard Danso. I'm not saying he's not physically good or he's not in a good physical condition to match up Aduana Stars and their players. But I'm trying to say that you look at the level of intensity that is in this particular game and how physical Seydou Sana, Charles Kamara, Jemfi, whatever these guys are offering in the game, Stephen Anochi Bedu, they have been physical, and if you put Richard Danso in this game, they might bully him. So this is a game that you can bring in Richard Danso, but maybe from 80th minute onwards, then bring in a player like Richard Danso, get crucial fouls in crucial positions. That means you can be able to relax a little bit from the pressure and play your game.
Well, let's see what happens, but let's look at the first half statistics there. It's been an interesting one. One goal scored, as we all know. 2 shots on target 2 shots played by Nations FC to that of Aduana's 5. And we know that possession, it's been Nations who have had 51 to Aduana's 49. But there's been a lot of fouls caused by Nations FC. And if they continue that, it looks like Aduana could take advantage of that and punish them.
I think it's a matter of being intense and wanting it more. Who wants it more? But how you translate how hungry you are to get a resource into performances is what really counts. And I think for Nations FC, they believe intensity, being very physical in their duels is very important for them to get the win at the end of the day. They're already leading by 1 goal to 0. We've seen it here before where they've led, an equalizer comes and they find themselves fumbling here and there before they get a last minute goal. But for now, they can keep up the pace that they are playing, as you can see, and make sure that they are very physical in their doors, either ground doors or area doors. They will be there, fight for the second balls, and I think Aduana Stars wouldn't find so much in creating against them.
I've talked about the fact that everything good that Aduana does these days go through Seydou Sana. He was a bit quiet in the first half. Should he be more advanced in the second half?
I think I'll have to commend Ivan Safo. If you really watch Ivan Safo, he's so good on the ball, but off the ball today, he has been working extra hard, making sure that Seydou Sana doesn't influence the game from any part of the pitch. There was a certain free kick right here, and I saw Emmanuel Mafo calling on to Charles Kamara Jeffrey to leave it for Seydou Sana. That should tell you the kind of ability Seydou Sana has when it comes to kicking the ball long range or picking a pass within the long meters in this particular game we are watching. But I think
second half,
he will work well.
Of course, let's see what the second half will bring. It's 1-0 to Nations FC against Aduana, and the players are coming back onto the pitch. So I leave you in the company of our commentators Nana Dakwa Jesse and Kelvin Osu, and I'll see you after the 90 minutes.
We are back from recess for this matchday 19 contest between Aduana and Nations. The Ojab boys are down currently. Nations lead by 1-0. Goal scored by Joseph Efa in the first half. Back from recess, you're expecting Aduana to step up their game a bit because they still have hopes of winning the Ghana Premier League title. As we speak, they are third on the league log. But for Nations, they want to get back to winning ways. After the exit of Kasimo Kansemengo and the emergence of Frimpong Manso, it's not been the same story they had wanted to write. But this game might just provide a turning point for their Brankesi Bay side.
And they've started pretty well. Brilliant goal from Ifa, putting them in the lead. They've had a number of instances where they could have doubled up. A number of very good interplay between themselves, though they've given away some very good balls to Aduana, who failed to capitalize. They still stand in a position to either consolidate their lead or lose it. I'm not sure with what they've seen from the first half. They would allow Aduana to get back into the game and be much dominant than they were in the opening half.
This boy has been awesome all afternoon. Boche, that exquisite pass from him, initiated by that turn around from that throw-in, indicates how he's grown and is fitted into that position that seemed to have been vacated by the likes of Prince Baidu, Emmanuel Ajman and Emmanuel Arno. They are missing some top guys in the squad. Faisal Chawate, Emmanuel Arno, but they are still relying on these guys to pull up some magic for them.
Well, it's quite interesting how they've been able to put together such solid backups who have proven themselves worthy this afternoon. Hopefully that continuity will spur on for the rest of the season.
Butcher gets us going for second half action. Here is Razak Simpson. Launches a long ball in, met by Adoma Kubuaten. Now Winnie wins the first foul of the second half. Raymond Ajman. Powerful header by Kwamboache. Ayikwe goes in. Anochi Bedu is first to the ball, but Nations are pushing for a second. Now they have a chance. Abdallah! And he shoots over the bar.
There's quite a very sweet build up there from Nations Football. Club One taking a look at that pass. Brilliant take from Abdallah. Expecting him to square that ball. Decided to go for the hit. And was always going to rise without the right body balance.
Safo complains that Kamara was overly aggressive, but Kamara is trying to show sportsmanship for Safo to just calm down. Premier League winner with Gold Stars last season, Jemfi Kamara couldn't tie up a deal with the miners and decided to switch to Domain Crow. Here is Abdullah. Lovely play from Abdullah. He wants support. Mac Williams with a switch in. Sana with the clearance.
For one taking, but that was very good defensive work there from Raymond, making sure that he did not have a free header.
Abdullah on the right side. Swings in across. Ayikwe. Probably he thought the goalpost was situated away. He headed the ball in that direction, but that was a poor header from Ayikwe.
That was quite poor, and that's some lead marksman you expect him to put together, but it came off his shoulder instead. You clearly see he was late to that, not the very best of connection. It's quite a lazy approach in meeting the ball. Should have easily been the second goal for Nations FC.
Here is Awuni. Anochi Bedu. Mafo. Now Boche takes possession for Nations. Allows Safo to take over. Here is Safo. Switches to the left-hand side. Now the flag is up against Sapon entry.
Well, clearly that was too quick a move from him. Could have actually delayed, or the pass could have been much earlier. Nations seem to be going in confident every single minute.
Clearly Brandon was offside from that move. Here is Seydou Sana. Jemfi Kamara. To Sana, but Gripman steps up. He's come up high on the pitch, Gripman, but also a foot up by Jemfi Kamara, and he goes straight into the face of Gripman.
So that was quite a very nasty decision there from Jemfi Kamara, going in with the high foot. As much as there would have been minimal contact with Gripman. That's quite malicious from Kamara. He knew he wasn't going to get to that, because there wasn't any touch to Gripman's face. Quite late there, right under his armpit. It's just made a lot out of that. So you could see the smiles on the face of referee. Bashos wasn't ready to dish out a yellow card.
Simpson's free kick. Ayikwe is lurking, but Prince Osei is first to the ball.
See a stalwart defender, a lot of experience under his belt. with the Black Galaxies and also with the Black Stars. He knows what he's about. Well trained, played for some of the quality development clubs in the country. Liberty Professionals, West Africa Football Academy. Can understand why he's a weapon to this Nations FC team.
And here the Go Nations FC. Efa swings in across. Prince Osei had to come out to get the first on that one. Abdullah Otobwa goes back to get a final touch that has handed Nations the advantage from the throw.
And Otobwa delayed with his reaction. He was expected to quickly meet that ball between himself and Abubakar Adams. Couldn't. They've lost possession once again.
Here is Bochwe. Certainly a foul, Bochwe. He knows how to go through these Aduana players with his skill and dexterity. Remember how he turned around in the first half to contribute to that goal? He's similarly done that to win a free kick for Nations, Boche.
He's been doing the simple things right, not overcomplicating matters. Seems to be very quick, smart, his reflexes and his turns. So elegant, causing trouble for Sana, Maxwell Arthur, and Charles Kamara to deal with.
5 minutes into second half action, free kick for Nations FC. Kwame Boachi to take. Kwame swings one into the box. Razak Simpson traps it down, but it's offside against the Nations captain.
Well, he was too quick to that, but once again, Aduana suspect in defending. They've struggled to defend the set pieces.
Here is Marfu. Puts one through looking for Awuni. And Awuni has got so much space in front of him. He sends it an early cross and met by head of Gripman, throwing Aduana.
Gripman was expecting that. Once Awuni was set on his back by Marfu, he knew exactly where the cross was coming. Could have expected a better delivery from Awuni.
Good play from Marfu. Now Awuni. Chance for Aduana. Awuni. Marfu. Awkward shot from Marfu. Usually better than this, Marfu.
He's blowing virtually everything away. He's been given some of the best opportunities. Look at Awuni. Leaving it down on a plate for him. Could have expected a better hit. And Marfu once again, with the outside of his boot, was always going to go wide. If you want to score, you need to work the goalkeeper.
Bedu clears it with his right foot. It's one of those left-footed centre backs that are rare to find on the domestic league. Anoche.
I think experience continues to sell and match with quality. He's never put a foot wrong. You can understand Mano Mafo might be a bit rusty. His decision making has become slow and it delays. There's quite a quick interplay between the Aduana midfield, laying the ball, waiting for a return.
Here is Marfu. Now Seydou Sana.
If clearly not happy with that, but you could see he went in late. It's quite needless. Sana had already lost the ball, but pressure coming in from Ivan Safo. Just giving away an easy decision to be made by the referee. Just stands the ball in a very good position, but again, I've had these a couple of times. This one seems a bit more direct at goal, and he could hit one and try to Sana on better. This way, Sana and Adumaku Boateng.
Free kick for Aduana. Remember, Adumaku Boateng will be stepping up. Then I see Sana right in front of him. Aduana Boateng goes low, takes a deflection. Marfo goes in for it. Kwame Boache had to step up with that clearance. There's a corner for Aduana. No, the flag was up, so offside against Marfo.
Marfo was too quick on his bike there before that ball was taken by Aduana Boateng. It was clearly off. It's too quick on his bike.
Charles Jemfi Kamara, good save, Sanon.
Respect a better head from Charles Jemfi Kamara. It was too direct to Sanon. He picked it up easily. Virtually little power behind that strike. In that position, look at that layup from Marfo. Just before the penalty area. Should be doing better. Try to go for the right corner of the goalpost.
Here is Anochi Bedu. Now Charles Jemfi Kamara. 55 minutes here in Abrankese. Nations leading and Aduana hoping to equalize. Here is Awuni on the right. Razak Simpson is approaching and there's a corner from the touch of the captain.
Very good play there from Awuni, trying to get the better of Razak Simpson. And he took his time, waited for the ball at the delivery for making that stretch to block that delivery. Good play from the attacker, dignified with the excellent block from the centre back.
Aduana Boateng to take the corner. He switches into the box and is flicked away by Gripman. Raymond Ajiman has got it right now. Swings in across. Sanon collects it coolly.
It's quite confident goalkeeping there, Raymond Ajiman. He's quite trying to create another goal scoring opportunity, but Sanon rather situation and came out to pick it.
Abdallah on the right for Nations, hoping for a second. Brings it back for Bochwe. But Aduana will take it and it's Sana. Marfo. Kamara wants it, now he gets it. He picks out, remember, Boateng. He's got Awuni on the right. Now he tries to go to Marfo, but Sanon is there and first to the ball.
Not the very best of passes you'd expect from, remember, Aduana Boateng. Looks like overhead. Like I said, Marfo isn't as sharp as before.
Now, here the goal. Ifa, the goal scorer, looking for options, brings it back for Enchi Sapon. Brandon in contention. He swings in across, but he had already gone over the line. It's a goal kick.
That was quite poor decision making there from Brandon. Decided to wait. A clever intent from Ifa to set him up on the left hand side of that attack. That delayed reaction resulted in that pass nearly being lost, but the recovery and the delivery was little to be desired.
Here is Boche. Now twisting and turning and enjoying his game around Sana. He's been the brightest spot in this Nations FC setup in the opening 58 minutes. Boche, there he goes again. Good ball to Safo. Safo turns around brilliantly and finds Ifa. Ifa switches to the left and here is Brandon Enchi Sapon. Tries to go around, remember, Boateng, lovely skill. He gets in a cutback. Here is Ayikwe. Nations can get a second, but the effort from Ifa is poor. It's gone out for a goal kick.
Could have expected a better hit there from Ifa. Look at that pass. Ayikwe quickly trapped it. He knew he wasn't going to get any proper hit. Let it off to Ifa, and I think he was expecting something better from him, at least to work the goalkeeper.
At this point, Tribal Ristika will be thinking whether it's time to reshuffle personnel, reshuffle tactics, tweak formation. And for Frimpong Manso, it might just be about consolidating the lead, getting a top up, and getting back to winning ways. Here comes Boche for Nations. Lovely skill from Boche with a shot across. There's nobody there for connection for Nations FC.
It was quite a very brilliant touch there from Boche. Respect the attacker to be getting into the goalkeeper's area for that. It was quite late in meeting the ball. Aikwe, not as instinctive as you would want. Positioning going very wrong.
Bocho again. Here is Abdullah. Now Efa. Abdullah on the right for Nations. An opportunity for a second. Abdullah twisting, turning, looking for options. And even Safo's effort is very, very poor.
So poor there from Ivan Safo. Respect to test the goalkeeper with these kind of balls.
Remember, Boateng with the throw. Boateng was part of that Black Satellites team under Desmond Ofer that won the gold in the African Games some 2 years ago. Expected to move to Europe. It surprised a lot of people. He stepped up for Aduana after failing to land a move in Europe. Remember Boateng. Butcher seems to be enjoying the game, and you are thinking that Foster Barcios will allow play to continue instead of halting it.
Well, he's having a lovely day. He's having a very good time. He's a very
chance for Nations. Here is A5 again, but this time he gets it totally wrong with that improvisation to get the volley on.
So quite an awkward bounce just before he met the ball. He was looking for that perfect body balance to make the right connection and precision at goal. But it always doesn't come easy as expected.
That's a push on
Safo
by Mafo.
Frustration getting to Mafo. He's not really having a good day.
Gribman delivers to Aikwe. Adam Sabubakar with the ball to Otobwa. No, that's Awuni. Awuni switches into the box. That's Otobwa on the right side. So these guys have switched positions now. Here is Otobwa. Swings in across. But it's easy for Sanon to collect. That's an infringement. And Awuni needs to be careful.
Well, clearly needs to be careful. There was no way he was going to get to the end of that. Goalkeeper Sanon once again coming all the way from his goalkeeper's area to pick that one up. It's quite a hanging delivery from Otubwa, and it gives Sanon all the majestic time to come out and pick it up just on the edge of his goalkeeper's area. And when he was late.
Aduana have 8 away games on their cards this season, but they've not been bad from away games. Aduana, they've won 3 games from the away outings. They've drawn twice and lost on 3 occasions. They picked up 11 away points. Aduana, totally they've got 32 points from the games they've played so far. 9 wins, 5 draws, 4 losses, 32 points. Mediama have opened up an 8-point gap between themselves and Aduana, but they still think that it's an open race for everybody. Aduana. So results at a glance: Brecum Chelsea 0, All Blacks 0. Now Nations, as we witnessed, 1-0 against Aduana. Young Apostles have equalized. It's 2-2 against Hohoi. And Hearts of Lions, after 8 matches, are back to winning ways. Hearts of Lions 1, 11 Wonders 0. Basikioli Stars have beaten Bechem United by 2-0. And guess what? Surprising. You wouldn't believe this. Samatex are leading by 1-0 against Karela. And it's against their former coach, because Karela pulled up a drawn game against Samatex in their previous game, and Samatex, I'm sure, must have prepared very well for this contest.
It's quite been interesting now. It's quite been interesting what we're seeing.
Ayikwe will make way for Alex Asso. Asso is a Premier League winner from Gold Stars, having played for Inter Allies and Legon Cities. Alex Asso steps in for Nations FC. In his debut season, Alex Asso expected to add some firepower in the up front of Nations. He's not the kind of striker who will give you goals, but his energy levels, his ability and willingness to, trouble defenders has been his asset.
While his work ethics are creditable, there's a guy who works so hard. He gives us all worries defenders, strong also on the ball. If you set him up on his bike, he would like to go down the flanks and create from those ends.
Brilliant play from Bochi, already putting up a man of the match performance after 65 minutes, and he's furious. He's asking for Stabasios to flash his yellow card. He feels like he's been a victim of rough play from the first minute to this point, but he rather incurs the wrath of the referee. You complain and you get the punishment.
That was quite needless from him, and you can see the reaction from the captain, not happy. Dissent is part of the game. You can't lose your cool. It was quite silly there. You can understand it was a bad tackle on him. See the captain of the team talking to him, just concentrate and play football. The dissent in your approach.
Leadership by example. An astute professional who understands the nitty-gritties of this game. He knows what can cause the team from these silly mistakes that you guys commit. But Nations are leading 1-0. Aduana are coming up with multiple substitutions to change the complexion of the game. An exit for the debutant Otobwa and an entry for another debutant, Benjamin Chivagnon. Dauda Sidibe will go in. Prince Otobwa will step out.
It was a quite interesting substitution there. A lot more power in midfield and up front. Lots of creativity in Chivagnon. Dauda Sidibe to be joining Emmanuel Mafo to help with the defensive duties.
Jemfi Kamara also makes way for Salim Bafada.
That's clearly a lot more creativity in midfield.
Boche, Mafo, Awoni goes past Gripman, and Simpson is there at the barrier. Confirmation.
Hey, Adrian.
Here is Afa. Flag goes up for offside.
I think that was quite a delayed reaction there from Ifa. It's quite suspected to at least drop deep and pick up that pass, but once decided to quickly move, that ball was sent to him in an offside position.
Gripman goes down again. Mafo is surprised. Gripman might just be dramatizing, and he's trying to pick him up. So let's see how it happened. How did Gripman go down? Not too much in that one.
I think that was a fair challenge. It was a fair challenge. It was quite a fair challenge.
Beidou gets it away looking for Marfo. He's got Gripman approaching. Marfo against Gripman. He goes past Gripman. Lovely play from Emmanuel Marfo. He sends a cut back Sidibe. He goes down. No, he didn't have to go down the way he did.
It's clearly theatrical from him. Expected him to at least pull the trigger after that brilliant play there from Emmanuel Marfo.
It's time for Aduana to come up with a substitution. Emmanuel Marfo make way for Mizak, a free year. Another goal poacher who is yet to really live up to the hype that characterized his arrival in the top flight during his days at Brecum Chelsea. He's one good player, but he's not really lived up to it. Marfo off for Mizak, a free year.
Well, he's a tormentor. He's quick, he's fast, he's skillful as well. He finds himself in pockets of spaces.
And it's another water break, the final water break before the end of the game. Nations will take the opportunity to hand first aid treatment to Raymond Oko Gripman, who has gone down after a collision.
I think he seemed to have come off worse after that aerial tussle with Emmanuel Marfo. Landed a bit awkwardly. You couldn't blame Marfo for the challenge, but Gripman stalwart there. Hopefully he would have some time to cool off. Treatment being offered him. The Chobari sticker calling for a lot more aggression, a lot more intent, a lot more energy. You can see Frimpong also taking the time to quickly feed some info to his men. He's just made one alteration to his team, but 4 substitutions and changes to the Aduana FC team, hoping they would have much more energy and finish the game better and trying to look for the equalizer and a point away from home.
So some full-time scores from match day 19 across the various centers. Samatex have gone to defy the odds in Tamale to beat Karela at the Aliyu Mahama Stadium by 1-0, and Holy Stars have piled more pressure on Bechem United. They've beaten them 2-1, and Hearts of Lions, after 8 winless run in the Premier League, they are back to winning ways after beating the bottom side 11-1. There's 1-0 in Bando.
It's been interesting results there. I think good riddance for Heart of Lions, at least to 8 games without a victory. This is quite good for them, and at least give them some hope of continuing the season and finishing on a high after the 10.
Good movement from Awuni. Now he comes up against Gripman. Sidibe. Sana drives and is blocked by Boche, cleared by Boache. Beidou steps up.
That extra touch there from Sana, giving him less time to strike the ball and an opportunity for a block there from Nations Football Club. Expected him to be very smart in trying to deal with it.
Substitution for Nations FC. They are bringing in Frederick Inzole, and they are pulling out Mashoud Abdallah.
I think he's done his best. He's been working hard down the right expecting better attacks from him. Defensively and midfield picking up the scrap and covering ground. He's actually done better to help the team.
Abubakar does well to get the ball away, but here comes Nation Safo Botre. Here is Safo, lovely play. He reaches Afa on the left. Afa with a first time cross, but not good enough. It's straight to Prince Jose.
Expect something better. Was in a rush to send in that delivery. Not the very best of connections. Butcher needs to be careful. He's already on a yellow card.
He must be. And he must think about the caution handed in by his captain. Remember Borton. And the barrier Simpson is there once again for Nations. Referee whistle said you're gonna have the advantage. It's a free kick. And Choiba Aristika animated on the touchlines, the Aduana Gaffer.
It was quite a reaction that I expect from coaches, but I think he overstepped his boundaries. You can understand how furious he was because it was the same situation that got his man. So look at it.
Remember Dumakum Watson with a free kick for Aduana. Assistant referee has spotted something. There is a player of Nations FC on the turf. It is Ivan Safo. The big question is, what took him down? Is it something the referee can punish for? Or it was at the blind side of the centre man? We're yet to see, but Nations have a player down even before Aduana will take their free kick.
And clearly you could see that there was stretch of an elbow there, and that was the situation. Anoche Bedu, that was his shoulder going right into the chest and the neck of Safo. And the referee tells him to quickly get up for the game to continue. It is all is done. Foster telling him that they need to be quite careful.
Free kick to the Oja Boys. It's 80 minutes here in Abrankese. Nations 1, Aduana 0. We're into the final 10 minutes of this game here in Abrankese. Nations cruising on to protect their unbeaten home run this season in the Premier League. Now they have a free kick to defend. Aduma Kubwatan steps up for the Oja Boys. Remember Boateng bends one in, away by Simpson. Benjamin Chevagnon, the former Black Stars captain, goes down from the challenge of Frederick Nzole. Free kick to Aduana.
He's very smart, very witty. He hasn't really had an opportunity to feed a lot more on the ball. And if he wants to make an impact, he has very few minutes to do that.
Remember Boateng to take the free kick for Aduana. He swings one and Butcher heads it out. Further away by Brandon Asso. Nzole. Chevagnon does what to retrieve and find Raymond Arjman. Nzole will take it over for Nations. But Foster Bashos whistles and Aduana will get the advantage.
And clearly that was a hold there on Dauda. It's the right call from the referee. This moment in the game, that is where you call for maximum concentration, especially from Pomanton. Would want that from his players. You need to keep you calm. We're desperate at the Aduana FC team. The coach will be telling them to do the simple things and keep their focus on trying to get the equalizer.
Abubakar Adams with a throw. Mizak comes in, flicks it, but there's a Nations player who has gone down, but he's up on his feet quickly. That's Safo. Some theatrics from Safo was waiting for the referee to blow the whistle. Now here is Sidibe, a free. Referee whistles, flag is up, offside.
The free was too quick in expecting the Dauda. Would have kept some time on the ball. Was too quick at delivery. I mean, look at that pass. It was already ahead of Gripman. Easy decision for the assistant.
Substitution for Aduana. Experienced Sam Adams will go in for Daniel Kwame Awuni, and what a debut he's had. He's not really impacted in terms of goal scoring, but he's shown the quality he possesses. Reason Aduana brought him on board for the quest to win the Premier League in the second round.
The changes has brought Raymond Ajiman and Sam Adams. Looks like he's going to play on the right hand side of defense, and Adumakon has moved to the left hand side of the attack for Aduana.
Nzole onto Boche. Now Boche is a free ranger. He's moving everywhere on the pitch. Osei is quick to come out and get the ball. Gripman commits a foul in a very critical area, and Aduana might just be thinking this will be the opportunity, but the question is, will they get the right person to execute it? That's the tackle again on a free by Gripman.
So like this late to that ball, Sidibe had got it quickly ahead of him, and he got a touch. It was a late challenge there from Gripman. He was clearly going for the ball, but Sidibe was quicker. He's given a foul in a very, very crucial position. A good hit. Could see the equalizer.
4 minutes from full time. Benjamin Chivagnon. He's going to be an instant hero with this Aduana side if he's able to equalize from this free kick. Here comes Chivagnon. He goes direct and he's gone out for a goal kick.
I'm quite surprised that the wall was far away from the goalpost. Decided to bend it around the wall. That intent is clearly not going to fetch him a goal.
Technique polygon wrong.
Exactly. It's quite a bad decision from him. Could have needed a magical one to get that ball into.
But it's refreshing to see him back in football business.
Yeah.
Following the collapse of Nswachimau Football Club after the likes of Walid Fuseni made moves to their respective current clubs. The question was whether he was going to move or not. Nations 1, Aduana 0. We're into the final 3 minutes of the game.
Aduana going to push. They're going to push for the equalizer. Nations would also be looking at keeping it tight at the back as they also look to consolidate their lead.
Here the goal Nations now is Boche. Lovely skill from Boche. Goes for goal. Prince Osei faced to deal with it first time, and he makes amends second time.
That was quite a very brilliant head there from Boche. He was tearing it away from his man, and the goalkeeper got a bit late to that. But he managed to pick it up on the second instance after spelling it. Suffering in pain there. He's fallen so many times.
Anoche Bedu's delivery. Headed away by Nzole. Razako get it away for Nations. They have speculations Razak Simpson could be playing his final game for Nations because he's been linked with a team in Finland. Same for Faisal Chawate, who heads for Albania. Already Nations have lost Imano Ano, who is currently in Moldova. That's some brilliant footwork from Ivan Safo, but he's ended up giving away possession. Chevagnon. Grimman gets it away for Nations. Ano Chibedu, intelligent header to his goalkeeper. Seydou Sana, audacious but unproductive.
Overly ambitious. He expected him to at least take stake and see the reaction from Chubari Sticker. Read his lips. Pass the ball. Pass. It was always rising. That's poorly hit.
Aduana will travel to Swedro to play All Blacks on match day 20 as Nations FC take that tricky journey to Aboy. That's how they call the place, Samra Boy, to take on the Timber Giants, Samatex, who have impressively beaten Karela this afternoon. So that's Boche, an amazing display, and I can agree with the fans why they are applauding him. He's been awesome, an astute professional who decided to bid this time when he wasn't getting enough playing opportunities under Kasimo Kansemengo, but it's come really good for them this season. Although they are not performing well, his game is spot on. He goes off for Soini as Boyne comes in for Brandon Saponenchi.
It's a like-for-like substitution where I think both players have given their all, especially Bodri. Can understand why that clap, applause was for him. Brilliant display. He's given them everything. Everything.
It's 90 minutes in Abrankese. Nations FC 1, Aduana 0. We're into stoppage time now, waiting for indication of how many minutes will be placed on. Confirmation of additional time by a fourth referee, Franklin Akumate. Beautiful skill by Adomako. Now here's Abubakar Adams. Gripman will always come there with those aggressive tackles.
And he raised the situation beautifully, carefully. Comes in to make the challenge and the interception.
Raymond Ajiman beaten to it by Asso. Referee says game on. Bafada. Looking for Mizak, but Razak is there. Here is Safo. Sam Adams takes possession for Aduana. Now Chevagnon onto the part of Adams. Can he send a decent cross? Yes, he does. And Mizak with the volley blocked by Simpson. And Sana has blasted wide for a goal kick.
And once again, he's quickly looking for the equalizer. A bit of desperation from him. Seydou Sana.
Assistant referee is complaining about an incident on that touchline.
Looks like the fans.
Some trying to be stubborn at least. They've been calm all game, but why now?
Once again, experience Sam Adams, that cut back. It was the acrobatic hits there from Mechaka Friye. Very good defensive work there from Razak Simpson, but Sana once again is looking for the spectacular, but he hasn't been successful.
I'm sure this guy will be playing the Ghana Premier League with a lot of mixed feelings and emotions following the demise of one of his friends who had come to the Babayara Stadium to support him in that drawn game against Kotoko and eventually got an accident and passed on. He will have that still in his memories and will be hoping that, can I take Aduana to the title and give my friend a befitting rest?
That was quite an unfortunate situation there. I'm sure he would want to win the Ghana Premier League title. It's a perfect tribute.
Two minutes away from the end of the stoppage time, with Nations FC hoping the clock will tick faster for them to return to winning ways after 4 games. And for Aduana, this result will mean they are gradually falling off the pecking order in terms of the title chase.
They wouldn't like this. This is the Ghana Premier League. It need to be.
Afa with the clearance. Aso pushed by Mafada. Here is Afa. Anywhere would do for the goal scorer, but Sweeney is interested. Abubakar wins possession. There was a push from Sweeney.
Quite a bad challenge from him with his elbow right onto the back of Anochi Bedu.
Here is Sana Sidibe. Oh, too much for Abubakar Adams.
Sidibe hasn't really had the game he was expected to come and make an impact. It's not being quieted for him. Misplaced passes, poor control. Finishing hasn't been great. And he can understand.
We're into the final seconds of this game. Here is Raymond Ajaman. Final launch for Aduana. Razak Simpson clears. Safo. Kwame Boache will take it further away into the Aduana territory.
Anywhere will do now.
Anywhere will do, bro. Ajaman stopped by Afa. Adams. Free kick Nations.
He's really put in a wonderful performance today.
And he deserves to be the man of the match.
Exactly, his hold-up play has been brilliant. His touches have been perfect. And his goal as the determinant of the 3-point going to Nations.
Nations almost back to winning ways. Referee Foster Bashos will be bringing proceedings to an end very soon. Nations on the verge of picking up maximum points. Simpson, Boache, the Aduana bench seems to be frustrated by the recent developments. They want every foul to be in their favor. In total disagreement with the officiating officials on decisions that have gone against them. And the reaction from Choiba Aristika is sickening. He needs to be composed, the Aduana coach.
You can understand him. They were looking for that ball to send in the throw-in. It looks like all the balls at the touchline had been moved away.
That's the final whistle. It's over here at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex in Abrankese. Nations are back to winning ways after going 3 matches without a win. And there's a late red card for Choiba Aristika, the away coach, and his actions needs to be condemned. He's trying to attack the referee. He needs to calm down. He needs to be professional enough, and he needs to.
That was quite surprising. Look at that. Kwame Boache and the rest of the team can celebrate. Lots of frustration for Aduana. This is not how they were expecting the season to turn out, but things are unraveling, but the players can have a very good time. Nations Football Club appreciating themselves, but Aduana will congratulate their opponent for a hard-fought victory.
Well, Nations have conquered Aduana here in Abrankese. They wouldn't mind the protestations and the reactions from Aduana. What matters to them is that they are back to winning ways after going 3 games without a win. They drew against All Blacks in Suedro last weekend. So they have the right momentum going into that game against Salmatex. But it's been a brilliant afternoon for Joseph Afa, whose goal has given them maximum points here in Abrankese. He really puts up a good performance, Kelvin.
Excellent, brilliant performance from him. That goal was well taken, worked his neck muscles, connected beautifully to that delivery.
Full time at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex in Abrankese. Nations FC 1, Aduana FC 0.
In the heart of Ghana, a nation rich.
Score, they held on to it to be nation to beat Aduana, by a goal to 0. So Nations FC winning this one against Aduana, and I have with me the head coach of Nations FC. Coach, first of all, congratulations. I mean, how would you assess the performance of the boys in today's game?
Yeah, thank you. I think it was a very good game. Most of the time you can see the physicality of the game. And I think when it gets to that point, they also try to match them. And for me, I think we needed this result. And apart from that, I think we did enough to make sure we win this game.
Of course, and that goal that Joseph Ifa scored, I mean, it looks like a proper training ground routine. That turn from Botre to sending the cross. And man.
Yeah. Normally, Thursdays, Fridays, we do a lot of crosses and then finishing. So for me, I wasn't too surprised of the goal. So, but it was a very good.
Now you've won this one. How much of a boost is it to you, especially winning your first home game for the second round?
Yeah, I think it means a lot. At this second round, we haven't lost a game. We drew with Karela, drew with All Blacks away, and we've won away. So yes, that alone will also help us to move up this second round.
Now you gave Alex Asso some minutes. He played under you at BBN Gold Stars.
Yeah.
Do you think consistently he would get back to the form in which he used to be in the past?
Yeah, he didn't play last season, and in terms of fitness, yes, he lacks it a little bit. But then we are improving on his fitness. Maybe in two weeks' time, I think he will be ready for a proper game. Yeah.
Well, let's see what happens. We wish you the very best. The head coach of Nations FC, that is Coach. Yes. The head coach of Nations FC from Pomaso there talking with us, and he is satisfied with the win, and also he's saying that the performance of the boys was an improved performance as compared to what we actually saw against Suedo All Blacks, where they drew 1-1. It was Joseph Ifa that scored the only goal for Nations FC today, and it's been a good one for them. They carry the 3 points to the next game, and they'll be hoping that they will do more in that one. It's match day 19 and it's concluded here. Chioba Aristika, the head coach of Aduana, has also joined me. Coach, first of all, I could see you were very furious after the final whistle. Why? What is the problem?
The problem is, waiting. I have 18 game. Aduana Star have only one penalty. He try play the fair play. But I know like talking from the referee. If he's talking the referee, the federation will ban you and stop here. But me, I coming here in the Ghana from working very hard, from coming in the game, from play good football. And who is the best, the better insight in the pitch led to win the game. But some decide today, one offside, I have the penalty clear. Let's see if it's penalty, it's okay. I have me confident. If it's not penalty, me is the problem, and the ban for me is not problem. And I go home I try here really. I coming here in Ghana from my heart. I working every week hard. And you see like this situation, where is my motivation? Seriously. Seriously, where is my motivation?
But do you think your team played it well, or they did enough to be able to at least win or get a point from this game?
No, sometimes you see our team, the first 45 minutes, again is the little mistake from the corner kick, and is coming the opponent, is give the score. I have the first 45 minutes, 2 chances from Mafu, 1 against 1 from the goalkeeper. If he's give the score, maybe it's another situation from the second half. The second half, our team is try pressure from coming the score. It's coming this, I don't know, penalty or not penalty, but if it's penalty and he's give the referee penalty, it is 1-1, maybe the result is another. I am apologize from the supporter about me. I am nervous, but it's not me. It's my heart from my job. I am apologize from the federation. Sometimes the coach is crazy about indeed the result. He take me the red card. It's not problem. I am ready every time. Take my bag and I go home.
Well, Coach, thanks very much.
Thank you.
We asked you to calm down. It's just a football match.
Yes.
So, I mean, we wish you the best for the next game.
Thank
That is Shoba Aristika there, the head coach of Aduana. In the end, he was shown the red card because he was furious with something. Now, the most valuable player in today's game, Joseph Efa, is also here. Joseph, Morini game Ewofie. Last week, we draw against Sweden Blacks, and then we know saying,
oh, like Maniaji, because it's my first time play Premier League. The pass at my winning home match.
Of course. Now go now, say you know. Abra Botre Efa ball. Now then I who say I was so who baby. Now to me pem sa ball no.
Yeah, there a coach actually for the training ground, you know. When him say ball no, a good dinner wa a seminar me yes movement. Ti me who say on your ball nana. Some movement in the bar meeting and me some movement.
Once started first round year, what did you say win we are Monyana, a my second round now. Yeah, Shasi and move to me winning more games now my colleague.
Aye. Sure, pass it. See, I shall say you didn't put him there. But was also ready and put him dinner to us and a league.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Joseph Efa is the most valuable player in today's game. He plays for Nations FC, and he was the man that scored the only goal for them. But this is where we call it a wrap with the match day 19 of the Ghana Premier League. We started last Friday where Hartlepool drew goalless with Dreams, and yesterday we were the Dance Park Asante Kotoko also drawing goalless with BBN Gold Stars. And today, Nations FC have gotten the win against Aduana. My name is Mutala Yakubu. Thanks to Nana Dakwa JC and Kelvin also answer who were in commentary position. So from us here, the APO crew at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex, we say have a good evening and let's meet for match day 20.